Kalkana Cafe.
Hello and welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name is Khushbu and I create travel vlogs here. And today I am in Ho Chi Minh City and this is going to be my last city in Vietnam. And I have got 3 days here, so I'm going to roam around on a slower pace and have some fun, like do both touristy and local stuff. I'm staying in District 4 right now, but the District 1 is the most touristy place, like is a city center and everything is closer from there. So I am heading towards there right now. Let's go. So the first stop is Independence Palace and they have given me a map to navigate. So the room you see behind me, यहाँ पे president, senior officers and US advisors की meeting होती थी, and the maps you see on the wall told the situation of the war in the south. So if you see, there is a step up for the president's chair. That's just to show that who's more powerful, and his other officials were sitting right there.
The Independence Palace is a landmark in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon. It was the home and workplace of the president of the South Vietnam. पर जब 1976 में पूरा वियतनाम एक हो गया and finally Hanoi वियतनाम का capital बन गया, तो इस palace को preserve कर लिया as a museum, which was then open to the public.
This is the cinema place back then in the president's house. This is the projection room for the cinema. This is the games room. I'm at the top floor of the palace, and what is this lovely view behind me? This right behind me was palace's main receiving station जहाँ पे coded intelligence messages आते थे. Basically, this is how they used to communicate back then. I think Independence Palace is the best touristy thing I've done so far in Vietnam. Like 40,000 dong की ticket was totally worth it. Like I was able to understand what I'm looking at क्योंकि हर चीज का information properly दिया हुआ था बाहर. And it was a great experience in its own self. One should definitely visit this place. I just found something familiar in Ho Chi Minh, south of Vietnam, and that is 7-Eleven. So I'm at Saigon Central Post Office right now, and it's more like a monument because ये 1891 में complete हुआ था and it's still operational. And if you visit here, don't forget to send a letter to your loved ones, domestic or international. And at the starting of the post office, you'll find a lot of souvenir shops. So if you want to buy some or maybe stamps, so you can do that as well. And then you'll find this post office, and people are actually writing letters. Okay, so it is like you can definitely do that as an activity. So if you can see behind me in the pictures, it's a church and it is under construction right now. It's a 19th century European style made church. But yeah, it's under renovation right now. So I'm at Ben Khan Market and literally this place has two sides. Like one is local जहाँ पे आपको vegetables and fruits देखने के लिए मिलेंगे and flower market kind of place. And then there is touristy side like a night market जहाँ पे souvenirs, clothes, accessories, footwear, watches वो सब मिलता है वैसा है. And then there is a food market as well which is right behind me, and I'm also hungry so I'm going to go and check that one out. So I've ordered chicken with fried noodles and यहाँ पे सारी छोटी छोटी shops है तो I cannot read Google reviews and अभी तक मैं कोई भी शॉप में वियतनाम में without reviews पढ़े नहीं गए हो. So this is an experiment. Let's see कैसे होते हैं noodles. So experiment का result is good. I'm not really a shopping person, so मैंने खाना खाया और अब मैं निकल गई हूँ like within 1 hour. But the timing of the place is 8 AM to 9 PM. Every day it opens. So yeah, I'm heading back to my hostel and yeah, my Grab is here. morning from another day. So today I'm going to start my day by going to Book Street, Ho Chi Minh Book Street. It is kind of a local place told by my hostel owner. So yeah, I'm just going to visit it for some time and then head to the next place. This is a cute little street full of shops selling books. They are selling novels, both Vietnamese and English. They are also selling books for kids, जो कि story books है, drawing books है, animal books है, and stuff like that. And there are also small souvenirs, so you can shop those as well, like magnets, stickers, like that. There are also 2-3 cafes here and a lot of benches. So basically, you can choose whether you want to sit in a cafe and read or sit on benches and read. It's kind of cute and cool that way. That's cafe apartment behind me, and नाम से तो एक ही लगता है, but there are multiple cafes inside, and I'm going to go inside and check out the place now. That's the view from the top. So now I'm going to go and visit some cafe maybe.
Now we are at the Palmer coffee shop. She is not so funky because I keep laughing at her. But now we're gonna go inside this coffee shop and drink some coconut coffee. Coconut coffee. That is the best one. I also stole the cup. I quite like it on me. Looks good. I might not return it. Look, this is the place. You wanna say hi? We're vlogging. Yeah. Say hello. 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 Yes. She's famous. She's a famous YouTuber. So now we are back with the famous YouTuber. She is trying her best coconut coffee, that is called, and she is being recognized by the bar staff over there. She's the most famous person in here. Now the influencer is going to try the coconut coffee and tell the world how rubbish it is, even though it's best. Go on.
It is rubbish.
Good?
I like the Vietnamese coffee better than the coconut one. Condensed milk.
You like condensed milk? Sweet, right? All the sugar? Typical Indian. Typical Indian. I like mithai.
So this is Jay. Hi.
Okay.
Met him on the road, like he was like, hey, are you from India? I was like, yes. And he was like, I am Indian but I have never been to India, and he's a Gujarati, so he started just saying bad things about Indians.
And I say what?
Okay, so we just started chit-chatting about things and the perspectives, different perspectives and all. And then he got banh mi because that is what he exactly asked. Do you know where can I get banh mi? And now we are at the cafe apartments having coffee. Like, I'm having coconut coffee for the first time, and it was his suggestion and I did not like it much. So that's the lovely view from the top of cafe apartments. I did not like the coffee initially, but then I liked it. It was good. So I checked 3-4 floors. यहाँ पे सब कुछ, like there is a coffee shop or maybe Japanese food. Mostly coffee shops, nails. You can get your nails done also, and yeah, that's about it on these 3-4 floors. So cafes, nails, and something to eat. The building is quite old, and I found a clothing brand as well, like 2 shops of clothes. So yeah, there are clothes as well here. So I'm in the same market I was in yesterday, and I'm here with Jay, and he's pretty good with bargaining, so I'm going to make use of that and get some t-shirts for myself. So I got 2 t-shirts from the market, and then I grabbed a banh mi and then a drink with Jay, and now I'm off to exploring Bue Vien walking street on my own. So abhi meko काफी music सुनाई दे रहा है, so let's go and explore what kind of a place is this. So I'm out of the street now, and it was just one street, and there were a lot of pubs playing music, and it was quite empty because it's just 7 p.m. right now, but a good place for nightlife. So yesterday I went back to the hostel quite early, but today I am just like exploring the city and just walking around it. I'm quite liking the city. It's fully lit up. People are out chilling on the streets. A lot of scooters I was able to see on the streets. So it's quite nice. I would say it's a lively city and good vibes all around. So I went to Saigon, Japan town, and I thought वो जगह जापान की तरह होगी and it would be nice and all. And वहाँ पे खाना ज़रूर था जापान का, but that place turned out to be an adult place. So I got really uncomfortable there, so I left. And now I'm going to call it a day and head back to my hostel.
The big bunker. We call this one the bunker. But nowadays, for the tourists, easy to visit.
Hello and good morning from another day. So this is my final day in Ho Chi Minh City, or you can call it Saigon. And आज मैं कूची टनल्स का टूर ले रही हूँ. इट्स अ हाफ डे टूर. सो हाफ डे टूर में दो ऑप्शंस होते हैं. एक आप सुबह स्टार्ट कर सकते हो 7:30, या फिर 12 बजे वाला भी ले सकते हो. मैंने 12 बजे वाला लिया है क्योंकि सुबह बहुत ही जल्दी हो रहा था एंड आई वांटेड टू बी रिलैक्सिंग मोर. एंड अभी मैं ऑलरेडी टूर पे हूँ कूची टनल्स के, एंड दे हैव स्टॉप्ड एट हैंडीकैप्ड हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स, एंड यहाँ पे दे आर मेकिंग पेंटिंग्स फ्रॉम एग शेल्स एंड ऑल द थिंग्स, लाइक जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ें होती है जिसको रिसाइकिल करके बना सकते हैं, एंड दे फॉलो अ प्रोसीजर एंड दे आर making fabulous paintings out of it. So let me show you. So I just came out of the market and वहाँ पे कैमरा अलाउड नहीं था. I would just say जो magnets आपको बाहर 10,000 के मिल रहे हैं वो वहाँ पे 120,000 के मिल रहे हैं. Although the paintings were also on the higher side, but I think that is like a lot of मेहनत they did on it, so it's quite worth it. But otherwise other souvenirs were very costly. You can find the paintings for about 100,000 or more, like upwards 90,000 से तो शुरू हो ही रहा है. So I went to this tunnel and it was so difficult to get inside, and people used to stay inside that tunnel. Oh my god, such a difficult life that would have been.
Now to this one, very hard for you to get out. Maybe about 60% you will die if you fall down to this one. Yeah, it's so dangerous. So anyone in my group, you want to try today? Lovely.
Air ventilation. So on the top, they camouflage like this one. We call the termite mound. Yeah. Or that's in the house of the ant. And after the 1966, that is the first time the U.S. Army we discover we have the tunnel right there. So they decided, the U.S. Army, they sent here 3,000 sniffer dogs to smell the communists inside the tunnel.
So she is telling such interesting facts, like this behind me is a ventilation back then. उन लोगों ने बनाया था, like यहाँ पे camouflage करके ऐसा लग रहा है कि ant का घर है, but they made it into a ventilation, and even dogs used to come here and sniff, and उन्होंने कुछ यहाँ पे छिड़का था जिससे वो समझ नहीं पाते थे and used to go away. And also she told that यहाँ पे 3,000 dogs छोड़ती थी US Army इन लोगों को पकड़ने के लिए, but only 1,000 used to come back and 2,000 मर जाते थे क्योंकि इतने सारे ट्रैप्स थे पूरे जंगल में कि they were not able to make back. So अब dogs मर गए हैं तो people in the tunnels used to survive on dog meat. So very interesting.
And after the 1966, I told you that at the fighting bunker like this one.
US आर्मी ने टनल्स को डिस्ट्रॉय करने के लिए हेवी बॉम्बिंग, टीयर गैस और पानी का यूज किया, लेकिन टनल्स इतने स्मार्टली डिजाइन किए गए थे कि उनके ये सारे एफर्ट्स फेल हो गए.
right here. They always wear a black uniform. Easy.
So she was telling that Vietnamese people used to wear the same uniform as US Army because it's a good way to not get caught. Because वो लोग ऊपर हेलीकॉप्टर से देखते थे पूरा सीन एंड नीचे कौन है कौन नहीं, तो US आर्मी के अगर वो कपड़े पहनते तो बच जाते, which was clever move.
We call this bandana.
They used to wear bandana and cover their whole body and face so that they are not getting exposed to the tear gas, and that is how they saved themselves to go to the washroom. So this is the place जहाँ पे सारे traps, number of traps they made for the US people, and it's so creative. Like हर एक पे ये type की चीज़ है कीले, so that they are hurt properly. I don't know मैंने अभी तक कितना percentage of tour complete कर लिया है, but this tour is so intriguing. I mean, it is so nice to learn all the ways they used to create and save themselves from the US Army. Like the ultimate goal was to survive, and they made so many creative equipments, so many ways to just like save themselves from the US Army. I mean, you should definitely take this tour and come learn about it. So yeah, add that to your list when in Vietnam. So this behind me is the shooting place, so you can come here and do a shooting activity as well. And these are all the guns you can use, and you have to pay 60,000 per bullet, but you have to buy 10 bullets minimum, so it's like the quickest way to burn your money. And you can of course split that bullets with someone, so 5-5 you can do that. So these sandals are made out of tires, and these are stronger than Nike. So this is the tunnel, and this is so difficult to even walk because this is how we are walking inside, and it's so suffocating.
ये 20 मिनट तक आया शायद.
This was the most deadliest thing.
Oh my god.
God, this is so suffocating. I don't know. वो लोग कैसे जी रहे हैं अंदर? We are finally out. So every 20 meters में there's a way to get out of the tunnel, but we chose to complete it full 100 meters. It was really suffocating in there, no place to move. You are constantly like in a squat position and you have to keep moving. You might be smelling a very bad smell also there. So कैसे कर लिया उन लोगों ने? I don't know. Just hats off to the soldiers. So the tour is over. 4 बज गए. I think सिर्फ 2 घंटे की टूर होती है अंदर, and you see everything. And it was quite intriguing. मजा आया मेरे को तो. Like the lunch is not included. You just get tea and tapioca, जो कि kind of sweet potato जैसा taste करते हैं, and they give you some salt with that. So yeah, it was very tasteless. मेरे को मजा नहीं आया दोनों ही चीजों में. And meet Ira. She was the first person, like when I sat in the bus from Hanoi airport, I just like smiled at her because she was also solo and I was also solo, and she was from like India. ऐसा पता चल जाता है शक्ल देख के जब तुम बाहर आते हो countries में. And I saw her in Ninh Binh also, and then आज मेरे को hostel dorm में मिली, and I was like, are you the same person? She was like थिंकिंग कब उसने स्टार्ट करी थी ट्रिप, एंड इतना कोइंसिडेंस हो रहा है. तो आई वाज लाइक यार साथ ही कर लेते ट्रिप. लास्ट डे पे आके मिले. हम काफी ट्रिप व्हेन वी डिस्कस द आइटनरी हम काफी ट्रिप साथ कर सकते थे, बट कोई नहीं, आज मिलना लिखा था.
फिर सिटी आके कुछ खाया, बुए वियन स्ट्रीट की नाइट लाइफ एंजॉय की और हॉस्टल लौट के गेम्स खेली क्योंकि अर्ली मॉर्निंग फ्लाइट थी.
So that's about it from Ho Chi Minh City and also from Vietnam series. I really enjoyed my trip to Vietnam, my first international solo trip. I started on a very stressful note, but then I'm ending on a very happy note. I enjoyed my 14 days here. Actually, 14th day is just to fly out. I enjoyed my 13 days here, and it was quite fun. Like I met so many people and just enjoyed. I'm going to end the video here. Like, share and subscribe, and also comment down below कि कैसी लगी ये series, and I will see you from another series super soon.